Spiritual psychosis is so common because a lot of people are trying to learn things.
When you have your ego at the forefront of your journey of evolving spiritually, it's going to be very hard for you to accept the sentiment that not everything's for you. Just because you want to doesn't mean you should. People have a very hard time accepting no as an answer. It's sort of like when you're ignorant, like blissfully ignorant, and it could be from like pure intentions, like you're just purely ignorant and naive. You truly do not understand the repercussions that are involved in the damage. That if something goes wrong, that you truly do not understand the scope of the damage that it could do to you. A lot of people get into metaphysical or occult work without knowing what they're doing, let alone doing protection work properly. But also, a lot of people are trying to become something that they're not. And it's not that you can't become it, that you can't evolve, you can't grow and expand, and it's not that you can't reach a certain state that you desire. But the way you go about it is that you have to do it from within. You have to start with the roots. You have to start with the ground. You have to start with the soil. Fundamentally, it's the fundamentals. And this is exactly why that I make it very clear, which I have it stated very clearly on my website regarding my private services, is that I practice discernment as well. When I work with clients, just because you ask doesn't mean that I'm going to give it to you. Meaning that if what you're asking about doesn't really have anything to do with what you need to know right now. For example, there's stuff right in front of you. There's the reality right in front of you that you have to deal with, that you have to understand correctly and accept and honor in order for you to really move forward with your situation or life or whatever. Then if you're over here asking about which planet am I originally from? Oh, how can I develop my psychic gifts? How can I make this happen doing this and that? If that has nothing to do with the journey right in front of you, see, as a shaman, I take this work very seriously. People's lives are not to be played with. And because I truly care about people's well-being and their journey and their human life and their reality right in front of them, and because I care about their actual soul, and because I care about the actual medicine that I cast in their soul, I know the importance of being grounded in your reality too much. A lot of people want to tap into their abilities. A lot of people want to develop their psychic abilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What if mentally and emotionally and even spiritually, you're not at the level where you should even be diving into that? Again, not because you don't deserve to, but because you're simply not there. Being curious is a good thing, but that doesn't mean that you should dive into it. Let's say you're a 3-year-old curious about everything around you and your surroundings. Let's say there's a fire right in front of you. You're so fascinated by it and very naive and very innocent that you want to go and touch it. And in that situation, what do you think a mother's job is? Should the mother of the kid encourage him to go touch the fire just because she believes in his magical powers? What's your logical answer? That answer is the same answer you should give to yourself. Just because you want to doesn't mean you should.